years. What's so exciting about this opportunity for me is that 5 years later, I'm still able to run the business, doing the things that I've always done, but evolving with it. So what I mean by that is when I first came into this business 5 years ago, I started doing what I like to call now running a results-driven business, which really means that I just fell in love with the product and was able to bring people into an authentic journey around the story of my results, how these products made me feel. And because we have continued to evolve as a company with products, my journey is always changing. So when I first started, I was about a size 4, really only needed like 1 or 2 me all the way to God. So literally one picture and one journey of one product took me all the way to the first leadership level in the company. And then I had my first child, gained about 75 pounds, and decided, okay, this is the perfect opportunity for me to start. But for me, I've always been very transparent in my story, especially when it comes to weight loss. And I think being able to show people point A to point B with the product journey has allowed me to expand my business every time I go on a new journey with the product. Most recently, after having my second child, I lost 27 pounds in about 75 days on the Keto Let's Fly. And so to me, that's just so exciting because as the company grows, as the product line grows, my methods are still the same. Use the product, get results, and share your results. And the way that you share them really just depends on what you want to do. So I like doing a hybrid version of just showing people how to get results and how to build a business from that.
All right, so, we've got different methods, ways that we build, and I see the biggest thing that I notice with people is first coming in and kind of finding their niche, whether it's via Facebook, now Facebook Live, Instagram, Snapchat, but there's also one-on-ones, meeting somebody out that you've perhaps given what we call a flip card to, or they're curious, they're maybe your neighbor, somebody you go to church with. Then we have One Team, One Missions, we have Zoom. So are you incorporating all of those activities in your business?
I do. And that part also makes it where the business doesn't get boring, right? Because if we have to stay behind our phones all day long, that can get to be a little tiresome. And so being able to get out there and switch it up month to month, week to week is super exciting. Me personally, I have always been a fan of doing one-on-ones in person. So when I meet people online, if they're local to me, I'm definitely trying to get I know that the chances of me, actually being able to connect with them on a human level increases significantly. I also find that Zoom tends to have that same type of impact. So a lot of people right now that are joining my business are not necessarily in Atlanta, and they're finding me on social. And so instead of, just going back and forth on the text messaging, I like to be able to feel like I'm in the room with them. So I'm utilizing the Zoom to see them one-on-one. If I have a couple of people at once that kind of have similar questions, I may throw them all in. But one of the things that I've been doing a lot of lately is in the Instagram feature where you can actually send a video message. I've been able to connect with people like we're right there. So instead of sending an actual message, I'll send a message answering their questions, but it's me. And if they've never really talked to me or seen me, being able to feel my energy, feel my excitement, and feel like, oh wow, she really took these 5 minutes to, answer my questions face to face, it really kind of puts me in a place where people start to trust me really fast, and I'm able to give them very customized results in that conversation.
That is really, really smart. One of the things that people relate to is our passion and our voice, and that's why Live is so great. Are you doing a lot of lives on Facebook?
So I am definitely a fan of Facebook Live. I do probably at least once or twice a week. I'm doing a live about the actual business. And so typically how I do it is I'll do something more standard, like an actual party pad where I'm showing slides and kind of going through the products. Right. A lot of times people may hear about us, but they still don't really know the plethora of products that we offer. So I like to really, showcase each product and give a story around those products. But then I also doing this where I actually like, and then I go live in the event page, and now on the Facebook Live, you can actually call guests onto your call. So that's probably my number one thing that I'm loving right now, because every single week I'm able to bring in different people who are tuning in, maybe some of my team members, maybe some of my customers that are on the line, and it feels very spontaneous. Most times it's planned, but it allows people to see it's not just me. I'm not just talking about products. Every week I'm bringing on 5 or 6 new girls who can tell you, what the hair vitamins is, who can tell you how much this thing paid off, and something about being able to others in their raw element through that Facebook Live. People super excited. We didn't capitalize on that feature for sure.
Where's our white comb?
We're going to be getting this call here in just a little bit. What would you like everyone to do? If you say, go do this, this will work for you, what would that be?
So I know my team is probably tired of me yelling this from the rooftop, but Instagram stories, right? So number one, the power of storytelling, period. That's something that I personally love, just period in life. I love to tell a good story. I feel like being vulnerable, telling people your highs, your lows, your good, your bad, all of those things draw people into you and they give you a place of connection. So number one is identify what your story is and get good at telling it and grow your story every single day. And then merge the actual art of storytelling and make it digital in the Instagram story feature. So that's like my number one feature right now. Every single day I go and bring people into my world, and it has just completely changed my business, because that I don't have to pitch to them products. They see me using them every day. They see me drinking my coffee every day. They see my face slimming out when I started keto. I didn't have to say, hey guys, I lost 10 pounds on keto. They're coming to me like, girl, your face is getting so slim. And then I can come back and say, oh yeah, I've been doing, the new Keto Works line. So bringing people into that digital story every day builds trust, but it also builds your confidence in the things that you can share about your life, and be excited that, everybody has a different story, which is always going to be the value that you add. There's nobody that can do it the way that you're doing it. And so when you actually go out there and showcase that, you immediately create a lane for yourself that no one else can be in.
Beautiful. I love that. Oh my gosh. Yes. Bring people into your world. That is so good. That's a great point, by the way. Thank you so much for sharing everything. Congratulations on your business. This is such a boom time for us. So I appreciate you being on. Thank you for giving us a few moments of your day. You're so welcome. All right, let's take the call off to Brittany. Brittany, welcome.
Hi, Pam.
So good to have you, Brittany. Tell everybody who you are and where you're from and how long you've been with It Works.
So I'm Brittany Grimes. I have been in the business next month. It will be 2 years. I am from, did I say I was from Situate, Massachusetts? Sorry, I'm so nervous. And that's pretty much it.
And so where are you from, Brittany?
Situate, Massachusetts.
I'm sorry?
Situate, Massachusetts.
Oh, I'm like, where? What did you say?
Sorry.
Well, all right. So, Brittany, when you knew that you were going to be on here, and I gave you guys some topics we wanted to cover, what was one of the biggest things you wanted to share with everybody?
I think the biggest thing is to go out and share your business with absolutely everybody. I recently just started going to so many new coffee shops, so many new yoga studios, decked out my It Works gear. I have my Blitz card. I have samples in my bag. I have my iPad in my bag so I can sign up customers ready to go. And I just think that's super important to just not stay behind your phone. Go out and share these products and the job opportunity with everybody you possibly can.
So you're making a conscious effort to try something new, do something different, and go to new places. So what's been coming back to you on that? Have people been receptive?
So some people are, some people aren't, but that's okay. This morning, I literally signed up a loyal customer for Wraps. I saw her at the coffee shop the other day, we talked. I just said, hi, like, I like your dress. It was kind of just small talk. I gave her my business card, and she added herself on Facebook on my phone. And then after she left, I just reached out to her, and I was like, hey, girl, like, I have to tell you about these wraps. And I just told her about them. And I ended up seeing her again today. And she's like, I have to think about it. And I was like, this is perfect. This is totally meant to be. And so I went up there. I'm like, girl, let's see your ordering right now. It takes 3 minutes. I had my iPad out ready to go. And this is literally, I saw her the first time in that coffee shop like 2 days ago. And I signed her up.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, all right. So when you think about building day in and day out and just incorporating it works in your life, just your day in and day out life, is it possible for people that are like have a couple of kids, you know, busy life, just to get up and get going, wear your gear and be prepared?
Absolutely. I mean, I don't have kids, so I can't like speak on that. But I mean, when I started, I was taking 18 credits and I was working 3 part-time jobs, and I made sure that everywhere I went, I either had greens in my hand or I had my clothes on. Like, everybody knew what I was doing literally just by me being in the room. And I just think that's super important because I know a lot of people are busy, and you can totally rock this business if you're busy. Just wear your shirt, walk around with your greens, and have your samples with you.
Okay, so when you meet somebody new and they're asking you about your story, and, you know, we've got a powerful hashtag out there right now called the hashtag because it works. What would be what is your story?
So I always start to cry because it works. I don't need to wake up every single day and look at my parents stressed out financially. It was always this stress for my family to send me to school, to be able to just give me like the things that my sister and I needed, and because of it works, I'm able to pay for school by myself, and I'm able to help them pay off their debt as well. And just not being able to wake up with that fear anymore, like, oh my gosh, like, do we need to like go sell cars? Do we need to like sell something in the house so we could pay bills this month? Like, I don't need to worry about that anymore. I mean, that's something I never imagined.
You know, all right, so Brittany, tell us about that. You're still at home with your Triple Diamond. You're still in Triple Diamond, right?
Yes.
Yeah. You're still at home with your parents, going to school. And, you know, a lot of people in college wouldn't think about that. They wouldn't think that there's something out there that they could possibly do. What inspires you?
I watched someone on Instagram for a really long time, and every post that she made, it's like I could just connect with it. And I mean, I was skeptical, but I just kept watching, and I had to wake up super early to go to work one morning, and my card declined at Starbucks, and I was like, how on earth? Like, I literally work over 40 hours a week. I'm taking 18 credits, commuting into the city. Like, I can't afford a cup of coffee. I was like, something needs to change, and I was willing to do whatever it took in order to change that. And that day, I was like, Dad, I need to borrow your credit card. And I got started, and I just ran with it.
Wow. Do you have people from all walks of life on your team? Are they all college students, or are they all different?
Everybody is different. We have a lot of college students, a lot of mamas, like all different ages, and that's what I love about it, because it doesn't matter if you're in college or if you are working another job or if you have kids. Like, anybody can do this business.
All right, so what, you know, when you think about all the different ways to build, Facebook, Instagram, one-on-one, like you just mentioned, what do you see people that try to emulate or be someone else and they're not staying true to themselves? Do you see that as where they first start to go, maybe in the wrong direction, not the direction they should go in?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's super important to share your story and to be yourself. Of course, like, it's great to get ideas and stuff from other people, but you also need to make it your own. And I was actually just talking about this with some of my newbies. I'm like, you guys can use my post as an example, but you need to change that up to be you, because they're not going to be able to relate to it if it's not you. And especially when family and friends are watching you, they know how you are. Be yourself, because when you're being yourself and having fun with this business, then that's when everything amazing is going to happen.
All right, so it looks like you're sitting down with somebody, whether it's, you know, FaceTime, at the coffee shop, a Zoom, and you're going through the party pad. You're actually presenting the opportunity along with the product. What are some of the objections that you get?
So, I mean, there's a handful of them. I love the women like, oh, my aunt's brother's sister tried to rap one time, it didn't work. Or I don't have money, or anything like that. I mean, I personally love objections. I think it's like the best opportunity because I know that they're listening to what I'm saying and they just need some more information. So I always, when anybody ever asks me a question, I'm always like, well, why do you think that? And I always agree with them. And then I'm like, okay, I totally understand. I didn't think the raps worked before I tried them as well. Let's go into the bathroom. I'll put a rap on you and I'm going to show you exactly how it works and you'll see results. I mean, half those people want to try the rap so bad, or they want to jump into the business so badly, but it's just something silly holding them back. So I think digging down deep and figuring out why they have that obsession is super important.
You know, one of the things I was presenting the products many, many years ago to a plastic surgeon who performs, plastic surgeries, which is tremendous, from, liposuction all the way to facelift. And he said, women especially would walk out of that surgery and a couple of weeks later come back and they go, I really don't see any difference. When it was a big difference. But that's how critical we are of ourselves. So it's how important is it for people to take before and afters, even if they're on the keto, to take those before and afters?
I think that is really the most important thing. I didn't take a picture when I first tried a wrap, and it literally killed me inside. My second wrap, I did, and I saw the result in the picture, even though when I was looking in the mirror, I was like, I guess it's a little different. But then when I took my fourth picture, I was like, wow. And I don't think I would have realized how amazing my results were if I didn't have that before picture to compare it to.
All right, so give us some ways that we can get our pictures and our story in front of more people. What are some of the things that are working for you today?
So I definitely post multiple times a day on Instagram and Facebook. That I've always done. And then I go into new places every single day. Stories lately, I have just been getting a majority of my customers from Instagram stories. And then we did a team Facebook party the other day, and I really, really liked that. And I thought it was super cool how we could have other girls hop on, share their products, and there was one girl who used keto, and she was talking about her results and how amazing she feels, and I feel like that's awesome for our potentials and our loyal customers to hear from other people. I forget what statistic it was. I thought I wrote it down, but I've read somewhere that most people need to hear from at least 3 people before they make a decision, and I think that's why a lot of people decided that they were going to start right then and there because they heard other people's stories as well.
It's so funny because we'll hear something, then we'll go out and a total stranger. We'll hear something maybe perhaps from our friend or our sister, and a total stranger, a couple days or weeks to go by, and they'll say the same thing. We're going, what? Oh, tell me more. It's because we don't know them. We'll believe the stranger way before we believe somebody that we know. What do you feel like, if you had it to do over again in these last 2 years, what would you have done differently?
So the number one thing I would do differently, when I first started this business, I was so shy. I would only really talk to my small group of friends. So that's what I felt comfortable with. And I hid behind my phone and worked my business for pretty much the first year. And I feel like that is my biggest regret, because the second I started going and sharing the products that I love, the job opportunity, when I'm literally living the dream, that's when I, number one, started to enjoy this to a whole nother level. And then also, you don't want to sit behind your office all day. Go out. That's one of the best things about this business. Go share your dreams, share everything with everyone. And it's so fun.
Oh, it is. It's so fun. You're building a legacy here. Just getting started really in life. And what do your parents say?
My parents are at first they were like, okay, honey, go ahead, do it. And then when I went double diamonds, I just remember I sat down and I was like, Mom and Dad, I literally am going to pay off this house. I'm not leaving until this house is paid off for you guys. And I just remember them both looking at me and bawling their eyes out. They're just I don't even know how you do what you do. But do it all for them.
Oh, I love it. You're a wonderful daughter. What a blessing. Thank you so much for being a part of our call tonight. I so appreciate your story. Very powerful. Go out there and have some more fun. Thank you for being on.
Thank you.
All right, let's take it out to Alyssa. How are you?
Hey, Pam. I'm great. How are you?
I am fantastic. Please tell us who you are, where you're from, and how long you've been with that one.
Yes, so my name is Alyssa Bowman. I'm a presidential out of Houston, Texas, and I have been in the business, I realized yesterday, for almost 7 years.
Almost 7 years. Okay. What was going on 7 years ago?
Oh, goodness, life looked so much different. I was 22 when I started, and I was working a retail, just hourly job, and I was also coaching and had a lot of little part-time gigs here and there to just pay the bills and hopefully start saving up money. So just totally different than what it is now.
All right, so, I'm going to ask you the same question, because 7 years is a long time. A lot of people look at that and go, wow, same company, 7 years, but that's a long time. But I look at it as just getting really started, because I think about my career. I started in 1994. It took me that long, if not longer, to really understand what I had my hands on. Can you talk about that?
Absolutely. When I joined, I promoted pretty fast, and even through that, I don't think I understood the long-term potential. To me, it was still just, I'll do this for a little while, and then I'll move on to a big girl job. I couldn't grasp it, and as soon as I caught that vision, though, it completely changed my business. I sat at Triple for a couple of years until I really realized what I had my hands on, and as soon as I did, it changed everything for me. It's funny because when I joined, I remember going to events and seeing these people that had been in for, 5, 10 years, and I just was thinking, really? Like, people do this for that long? Like, I just couldn't grasp it, and it took all of those events and all of the calls and meeting all of these people to just realize that, we have it here at It Works.
We do have it, and when I think about getting to the position that you're at and all the work that it takes. But has that work been totally different than the work that you thought life would have to be? And
oh, my goodness. Yeah, absolutely. So about 7 months into the business, I ended up buying a boutique, and that's what I thought I always wanted to do, was to be a business owner, to be a small business owner. And I didn't think I would be able to do that until I was maybe 40 or 50 years old. I had no idea if I would have the money to do that. So thankfully, It Works gave me the option to pursue that. But, owning a small business isn't all it's cracked up to be. I was spending over $10,000 a month just to keep the doors open, to have inventory, to have my employees, to pay rent. And I was stressed to the max. I thought that was it for me, and I was miserable. And I was 23 and just thought, life shouldn't be this stressful. And I just woke up one day and thought, what am I doing? I have this job that would give me freedom of time. I can work from my pajamas. I can work on vacation. I can take it anywhere. And I work hard, but I love it. And I never viewed work as something that you could actually look forward to every single day. And I do, and I still do.
And we want to work. I know one of my grandparents, he decided to retire, and they started talking about retiring, and then they retired, and then they were gone. I mean, they died within a year because of lack of creativity, lack of something to look forward to. And so that's how I look at life today for even myself, is being able to get up and be very creative in what we do. It's always something different. It's always something new. And so when you think of building going over this 7 years, has your strategy changed? Are you doing something different today?
My business has changed along with just technology and things that have changed with social media, but the actual root of my business has never changed. It's always been share with as many people as possible, however you can. It's always been consistent, but a lot of it's been trial and error, and it still is. I laugh sometimes when I see people follow or share or copy posts that I make on social media, because a lot of times I'm just throwing something up, seeing if it works, and if it doesn't, I try something else. So it always cracks me up when people follow my lead, when I still feel like I'm just trying something new every single day to see if that's going to be the thing that's going to bring me that next runner or to find that next customer. And so really, no, it hasn't changed. I've learned a lot along the way. My wording has maybe changed. The way that I approach people, my confidence has for sure changed. But I've always been a go-getter. I've always been willing to do what it takes. I've always been willing to learn from people that are at the level that I want to be at. So the root of everything has stayed pretty much the same.
All right, so when you are talking to somebody, whether it's social media or somebody you met out somewhere, and you're continuing to invite them, how do you invite them to take a look at it work? And when you invite them, what are you inviting them to?
So I started something new about 6 months ago with how I approach people and who I approach. And it's funny, those of you that have been in for longer will understand this, but it's like all of a sudden I looked up and my 100th list was no longer a 100th list. It was just basically a follow-up list with these people that I just was going in circles with. And so I sat down one day and was like, I need a brand new 100th list. And every single day I add people to that 100th list. Every single day I message people from that 100th list. Those are my 2 non-negotiables. And my one rule before I add someone to my list is that I interact with them, that I make my presence known, so that by the time I get to that part of my list to contact them, they've seen me. They've seen my page. They probably have an idea of what I do. So I'm kind of prepping them before I even message them. And as far as inviting them, my main advice to my team is always to just be very honest and genuine with your compliments. Find a way to relate to them, find a common connection, and if you want to stand out when you're messaging these new people on Instagram or Facebook or however you're contacting them, say exactly what you're thinking. I'm always nervous to send out new messages, but I'm always bold. I like to talk to people. If I was having just an insane amount of bravery, what would I say to this person right now? And I'm very honest. If I'm terrified to message them, I usually tell them I'm terrified to message them. If I'm embarrassed because I've been creeping on their page so much, I tell them that I'm embarrassed. And so a lot of my messages sound similar, but I take the time to relate to that person, make the connection with them. And then when I'm inviting them, I'm simply asking if they've ever considered being a part of a company like this or making extra money from home. It's not anything too crazy or too elaborate. I've learned along the way that the more simple you can keep that invitation, the more of your story that you can share during that invitation, the better results that you get and the more responses you'll get and the more quality conversations you'll have going.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, you tell them. I used to tell people, I just want you in my business. I just love your personality, and I meant it. And, nobody hears that. Or, hey, I'm embarrassed to say this, but I would love for you to take a look at what I have. And I just think that's refreshing. And it's unheard of, really. So that's a phenomenal tip. I hope all of you receive that in the way that I did. It's just a great way to open up the conversation. And that's really what we want, is to open up that conversation. So how do you open up the conversation to somebody that's already joined, but you can't get them moving?
A lot of that for me comes down to the initial conversation before they join. So when I start a conversation with someone, when I invite them to hear what I'm all about, I don't just talk to them about the business. So I have this formula, and I will tell them, a little nugget about the business, and then I ask them a question about their personal life, and then I'll send them a little bit about how we get paid, and then I'll ask them a question about their personal life, and we will go back and forth the whole conversation that way, so that when they do join, I know so much about their life. We are friends. It's so much easier for me to check in with someone when we've already made that connection. I know exactly why they're joining. I know exactly why they need the business. So when someone isn't taking the steps necessary, I feel like in a loving way as a friend, because we've already built that relationship, I can reach out and be pretty brutally honest and say, look, I know you joined for these 3 reasons. I want this to work for you, but I need you to work with me. So let's get on the phone, or what can we do this week? What do you need from me? What can I give you that's going to take your business to the next level tonight? I don't like to waste time. But I think that building that relationship makes those situations so much easier.
Yeah, I would just say, hey, the reason you paid your money and joined and started working this business was to be able to stay at home with your children. Has that changed? And that'll typically wake them up a little bit. No, you know what? That hasn't changed, but I got a little fearful. And it's that open dialogue going back and forth. All right, so if you've got a new team member that just joined today, what are some of the things that you get them started on right away?
One of the very first things is starting their list. I don't remember who I heard this from, but we don't start with a 100 list. We start with a dirt list. The people that would buy dirt from you, if that's what you were selling, that's who we start with. That's who we practice on. So I have them create that so that I can walk them through those initial messages. I have them make their first social media post, and then obviously go through the eSuite training. And I always try to jump on, if I can't grab coffee with them face-to-face, I try to jump on a Zoom or on the phone with them just so that we can talk, so that they can hear my voice, so that we can, go over the Loyal Customer Program, because I think for a lot of people, they need to hear the information over and over again so that they can then repeat it to people. So those are my initial things. I tell people that without a list, you can't make money. If you don't know who you're talking to, then you can't build this business.
One of the things I talked about just recently at a training was who brought their chart, and a handful of people went up, and there were about 200 people in the room, just a handful. I said, well, then they know where they're going. The rest of you are just spinning. And they all looked shocked. I said, that chart, whether you want to executive all the way up to ambassador, that chart or those charts should be with you at all times. When I said that, what went through your mind?
It's funny that you said that, because if my leaders are listening, they will know that I sent out a pretty tough love message to a huge group of my leaders and upcoming leaders this last week, I think it was yesterday, about having their chart. Because you don't know exactly what you need to hit that next promotion, you're never going to get there. There's just no way. And it shocks me sometimes to find out that people don't print out their chart until the 25th of the month. And I just can't imagine running my business that way. When you know what you need, you will make it happen. You will wake up every day working for that specific goal. But if you don't know, there's no urgency. I don't know how you could possibly push to hit that next goal without even knowing what that roadmap looks like to get there. And, I told some of my leaders that maybe you aren't working on a promotion this month, but you need to have the charts of people on your team that are, and then you need to figure out where you're working, who you're pouring into. If you don't know where your next 3 distributors are going, then your goal isn't defined enough.
And if you don't have a chart out, you're not, to me, it doesn't matter what position you're at. You need a chart out. And that's how I feel, because you won't know where those people are going. You won't know where anybody on your team is going. So yes, you can have their chart with you as well, especially those new ones that are promoting up through to make sure everything is in place and needs to be where it is. But it would be like Mark and I coming out at the beginning of the year and not even knowing where we're going. How would you like ownership of your company not to know where they're headed? Well, you're the ownership of your company, and it's vitally important. Also, it creates such a synergy within yourself and that chart. It's like, I don't want to say the word magic, but it starts to fill up. It starts to, like something could possibly happen. And haven't you noticed that as well? It's more exciting.
Yep, 100%. And that's another thing that I told them is, like, it's so crazy that when you're going for a promotion, how much magic happens. And it's not magic, it's just you know what you're working for. You know what you're working towards. And there is magic in that. It makes you do things that otherwise you maybe would put off or not think of doing. It makes you creative almost to know exactly what that goal is that you're working for.
Yeah, I need to work with right, she needs $230 in volume. This is where I'm going to focus today. And there's the next focus. And so do you recommend as the month starts to close out, and, the dates creep up to 26, 27, all the way up, that they look at the math there, look at the numbers, put those in the chart so they know when to start the next month?
Oh, yeah. At the very end of the month, I have everyone typically use the volume total by distributor report or tree viewer and see exactly where they're at. So that way they're not surprised the next month, and that they don't have to wait a single day of the next month even thinking about their goal. So, yeah, I think that's super important. And that's the red in me, and it's also a little bit of the green in me that I like to know exactly down to the 1 BV of what I need for a promotion. I don't like anything to slip through the cracks.
Do you know that Shelly Hyde, Ambassador Diamond, was $1 shy of going ambassador, and her BAM called her? Our BAMs are the people at corporate that work with ambassador, presidential ambassador. $1! It's the show. It's done. She went voting. Well, she got on the vote. She just oh my goodness. Crazy.
I cannot imagine.
All right, so we're going to get off this call tonight. We always love call to action. What would you recommend that everybody do?
So, as far as recruiting, I think one of the best things that people can do is share their story, often, consistently, in a million different ways. So my call to action would be for everyone to write their story. If you've already written it, write it again, and think of it from every single angle of your business. For me, I have to go back to 7 years ago and think about all the thoughts that were going through my head. But keep it in your notes. And that is one of the most powerful tools that people have. And you have a story from the very first day that you join this business. You have to start sharing it. And as far as overcoming objections, which we talked about a lot on this call, a lot of helping people overcome their objections is hearing your story and hearing the objections you had, but why you joined anyways. So I always tell people, these are all things that should be a part of your story. Have you made new friends? How long did it take for you to sign up? Has your confidence grown? Why did you almost say no? What was your biggest fear? What does your spouse think? There's a million different aspects of your story. Write it all out so that you can just take pieces here and there and you can share your story over and over again, because it does feel repetitive, but you can tell it in different ways, and you never know what part of your story is going to trigger something in someone else.
That's good.
That's
That's
going to make
good.
them open their eyes to this opportunity.
I feel like preach, Pastor.
Powerful. Thank you so much. 7 years in, I feel like there's so much there for you, and your growth I've watched you all along the way. It's just been phenomenal. So thank you for joining in tonight. I so appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, Kim.
And I love having Alina and Brittany on as well. Thank you both so much for being on with us. And for all of you who are listening tonight, you have some great call to action. Just go out there, have fun, build your business in a way that you feel awesome about, and just get the word out there. Have fun, share the product. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining in tonight. We'll see you next week on Show Me the Money.
That's good. Stop this shit. Hey guys, who's gonna join me tonight? Hey Keisha, girlfriend. I got something fun that I want to do tonight. Even though I be having fun like every Monday night, but y'all should have fun with me too tonight. So I'm gonna try to keep this at 20 to 30 minutes. But what I'm coming from is the Intentional Focus book that I've started going from again. I got it in 2016, so it's old. But like Alina said in the beginning, it works. So I keep doing the same things that you were doing earlier. 2016 was actually the year that I went triple diamond. My husband went diamond, and I had a lot of people promoting underneath me. So I kind of pulled back out this gym, and I'm going to ask you guys a few questions. So hopefully you're somewhere where you can take notes and kind of answer some of the things and then use it. It's only the 18th of June. So I figured when I woke up this morning, I was like, okay, this is halftime. If y'all don't know, I'm a basketball coach, and some games we're losing at halftime. Some games we're winning at halftime. But at halftime is when we evaluate the situation, and you want to come back out of halftime running. Like you want to come out and set the pace that you want for the next half of the game, or if you relate it to, well, no, let's just stick with that, basketball. We did just finish that championship season. So the 3 places that you want to be putting your focus are: third of the time you want to spend it invested in you, your business, your steps to success, making sure that not only are you doing host to post for other people, but you're doing your host to post for yourself, your messages, you got your party set up. At the end of the day, guys, you don't want to be the person sitting around waiting for your team to complete their steps to success so that you can promote. You always want to be putting your business at the forefront. So we're going to do a little activity where you're going to take your last paycheck from It Works, okay? So hopefully everybody on here has at least gotten at least one paycheck. Doesn't matter what it is. So you're going to take your last paycheck. Do I need to do here? This is what I'll do. Because I know I speak faster than I learn sometimes. So let's share this screen again. All right, so you'll take your last check. So there's 40 hours in a week. If you have any questions, feel free to type it in the chat or unmute yourself. I'm in one of those moods to answer questions tonight, so take it. So you got 40 hours in a work week times, let's see, 4 weeks equals 160 hours, okay? So that's based on a typical 40-hour work week. So take your last check. Say your last check was $200, and you want to divide it. Where's the divide sign on here? I don't know. Divide that by 160, and that equals. Okay. So if you take 200 and divide it by 160, it's $1.25 of a full-time job, okay? So you make $1.25 an hour. Now I want you to take it to what you ideally would like to make, okay? Typically, most people say $1,000. Like that $1,000, here, let me put it here. Put a comma in your paycheck makes the big difference. So you divide that by 160. You take 1,000 divided by 160, $6.25 an hour. Okay, that's divided by a typical 40-hour work week. So what I want you to do now is I want you to take 6 days, 3, that's 18 hours, times 4, that's 72 hours. Now take that same 1,000 divided by 72, and you make $13 an hour. Did I lose anybody right there?
Yes, can you type that out?
Yep. So I did 3 hours for 6 days a week equals 72 hours. And for the same amount of work, you now made $13.88 an hour. $13.88 an hour. So you're going to do the same steps in less time for less days and make more money. Make sense? Okay. The reason why I said that is because now I want you guys to focus on where you're intentionally putting your time and your place. Okay. So if you're working 40 hours over It Works, as opposed to working 40 hours at your day job, you get paid for your hours. So instead of working a full-time 40-hour work week and It Works, we want to see how can we do 3 hours a day, 6 days a week. Okay, 3 hours a day of intentional, focused, planned time. Okay, the problem with most It Works distributors is you don't really sit down and have any planned time to work on your business, and so then you find yourself working, and you're only making $1.25 a day because your 40 hours. Some of those hours you're scrolling, you're walking. Y'all know. Y'all get my point. So let's be intentional and focus with our time. So the first third of your time should be on you. So I want you guys to take, I'm gonna go back to share my screen. So I want you guys to take your goal for the month. So this is when you're focused on you. You got your goal for the month. That includes your rank and the income that you want to make. Go ahead and write those out. Then you break it down to your goal for the week. So it's only Monday. So you've got your blitzes. Where are they going to happen? Geez, spell. Where and when. And you've got your wraps. Where and how many. So especially if you're new, you know you need to wrap a certain amount of people to make a certain goal. Then you've got your DT signs, LC sign up. So for yourself, that should be your focus. I would even put in there post to post, since we know like that's our new hopping thing. Post to post. Okay, so that's you before you focus on anybody else. The speed of your team is literally going to be the speed of you, like what you're doing. So if you're slow to set out your goals, go after your messaging, do your posts, do your blitzing, your rapping. I like to say, if I'm going at a 10, my team is going at a 5. That's typically how I talk to myself. If I'm going at a 7, my team is going at a 3.5. If I'm going at a 3, my team is going at a 0. That's the way I treat myself. Now, I'm not saying that that's factual, but that's the way I act. So I know I got to get up every day and go at least at a 10 just so that my team is functioning at a 5. Okay, if you put yourself in that mindset, you won't be laying around doing nothing at a 5 because they're going at a 2.5. Y'all got me? Okay. So any questions? Go ahead and unmute yourself there if you do. All right. So 2, you want to focus on your top 10. Oh, Lord. There is no reason in this business that you're not helping somebody promote. I like to say 5 people should be promoting at the level right underneath you per month. Okay. So what that looks like is if you're a Ruby, you got 5 people on your chart as a Ruby. You should have 5 executive charts out for those people each month and your steps to success. So when it comes down to focusing on your top 10, you've got your 5 distributors on your team focused on helping them get to executive at least each month. And then your new 3 people that you've brought in. From there, so that's already 5, 8 from your new 3. Then you got 2 open spots that you may want to give to an old distributor who's running, who needs your time, who may need a little bit of help, whatever. But there's 10 people per month that have your focus. These are your top 10. So I'm going to read you guys the action point here. And it says, a leader is always there for their team members. However, a strong leader is intentional about who they invest their time with. Now that you've developed your top 10 list, be intentional with your time and your focus. This list is not to exclude anyone on your team, but to allow you to intentionally focus on your builders. So these are your 10 people who are rocking and rolling. They're trying to show up to calls with you. They're trying to get on things. They're trying to do Zooms. They're trying to do host to post. These are your 10 rockers. And guess what? The 10 people I'm rocking with in June do not necessarily have to be the same people that I'm rocking with in July. Okay, so you know what you make an hour. You make $13 an hour. You're trying to make $5,000 a month, and you only want to work 72 hours. Take that 5,000 divided by 72. That's $69 an hour. Okay, so you're still increasing I don't want you guys to have to increase over 3 hours for 6 days a week. Okay, so to show you how, you got to intentionally do 1 hour, your own power hour for yourself. Then if you're working with 10 people, it goes on to say that you should contact the 10 people that you're working with. Okay, so 1 is contact them. Let them know They are your focus. Okay. Then it goes on to say, I'm committing. I think this is important that you say it just like this. I'm committing and investing my time in you. Okay. I think that's very important. Then 2, it says set up weekly 30-minute pregame calls. Okay. So guess what? If you're setting up 2 30-minute calls per day with your top 10, that's 1 hour that you have now spent with your top 10 per day. So you've given yourself 1 hour, your power hour. You've given your top 10 1 hour because you're doing 2 per day. That's going to give you 10, right? That's over 5 days. Oh, okay, that's right. So 5 days, 2 per day. You got your top 10. Then it says stay on time. So if you know you're supposed to start at 9 o'clock, start at 9 o'clock and be done at 9:30 because your next one is going to start at 9:30. If you're like me, maybe you start one at 9 to 9:30, then start the next one from 10 to 10:30 so you have a 30-minute brain break, whatever. Or get it all done and do it in an hour, okay? So then it says accountability, okay? Stop me if you need to. You'll set aside 30 minutes each week for the call. This is a focus call, no interruptions, no distractions. So you're going to be at home in your office for the call, not in your car, not at a child's practice. Kids aren't running around. It's quiet, you're focused, and you're somewhere where you know you've got good service. So you're not breaking up, okay?
That's right.
Huh?
What specifically is a 30-minute pregame call? That's what exactly do you guys do within that time?
I'll get you there. I'm going to answer
Okay.
that.
Thank
you. Then it says they're going to fill out and email the pregame sheet before the call. Okay. So they know that it's Monday at 8:53. They're meeting with Sam Monday at 9:30. Before Monday at 9:30, Sam should have an email of their pregame worksheet. Okay. So I'm about to type in here. Jesus. Pregame worksheet questions. A is blitz. If y'all remember the formula, blitz, wrap, and repeat. So you want to know where they were blitzing, where they're wrapping, like their goal. So this is their blitz, wrap, and repeat goal. How many cards handed out? Okay, that's their goal. Then you also want to know for the week, how many DTs they want to sign. Now, I typically say you need 3 a month. So if you have not signed 3 yet, you want to sign 3 this week. 3 this week. So for this week, if you have not signed your 3, everybody's goal should be 3. What that means is we need to talk to at least 30 people this week about the business. So as the upline now, we're setting up a plan to talk with 30 people. That could be 30 people from a host to post. So 15 could come from a host to post. 5 you could bring to me for an online party. 5 could be 3-way calls. That's already 20. Another 10 could be from a face-to-face party at your house. Either way it goes, I need a list of 30 potential distributors that we can talk to. So maybe you're going to go now, and as a leader and as a distributor together, you may go now to and do a host to post. Do I know anybody who wants to make $500? 7 people may comment. All right, that's 7 people now on the 30 that we're going to talk to. We need to figure out 23 more names. So then you may know you got 5 cousins that you want me to hit on a 3-way call. That's 12 people. So just like that, together we need to come up with 30 names so that we can get a strong, statistics show that if you talk to 10% of the people you talk to will actually sign up. So we at least need 30, at least. Okay. So these are intentional ways that we're going to talk to those 30 about the business. Then we're going to go to loyals. So if you need 40, I need to talk to 40 people this week about the business. Again, these could be via host to post. They could be in messaging. They could be a party. They could be a 3-way call. I don't care. But I need 40 people on a list that we're going to talk to. Then we're going to set up what host to post are we using. How are we gonna go through it? I got an opportunity call on Saturday. Here's the invitation. I need you to invite 40 people to it. I got a question. Hold on. I just checked this document. It's eSuite. Oh yeah. I did not know it was an eSuite. Okay.
Oh yeah, I was just saying. I just looked. It's still an eSuite if you go and just search game plan.
Perfect. So if y'all want that, go get it in the eSuite. Because that's literally what I pulled up here. So what's the question?
Is that you talking about the June game plan?
What's it called?
That's what you said?
Keisha's gonna go find out what it's called in there. Okay. So
Road to Legendary game plan.
Yes. All I'm doing is typing in the questions that are in there. So since now I know y'all can pull that up, that's what I want you to do. So you got rap parties. And that means now I can abbreviate. For the week, so together, upline and distributor, what we're going to talk about is, do you have a face-to-face party? Is there an online party? What do we want to incorporate? I even suggest that if you're doing a host-to-post on Cleanse, maybe you need to go and invite those people with your upline and do an event on the Cleanse only. Let them see your face. Let them see you talk about it. Invite some people in, like the girl was talking about tonight on the call, that you know has gotten some great Cleanse results, and let her talk. So set up your parties for the week in the calendar. Let's write this down together. Let's have reminders and make sure that we're getting our parties done. Then you want to hit your greatest accomplishment since the last call. So since these should be weekly, what's the biggest thing you've done since our last 30-minute call? Okay. Most grateful, proud of, in the last week. You want to know that. What they wanted to get done, but they didn't. And then I like to ask here why, and how can we basically debunk that excuse? Okay? Does that make sense to people? So I really wanted to blitz, but I was scared. Okay, so now let's maybe go through some blitzing mock calls. Or I wanted to do my 1-hour power hour, but my son has soccer practice. Okay, let's look through your calendar here and see where we can put in your power hours so you don't forget your 1 hour for yourself. Okay, so that's just working through things with your leader. Challenges I'm facing this week. So for me, a challenge that I just faced was I was traveling Wednesday through Sunday out of town. So a challenge would have been I can't do a face-to-face party. So then as the upline, let's set up an online party. Or maybe we can change the shift to, well, since you're traveling, we might need to blitz more while you're gone. Anybody have a Zoom code that I can let my sister use that they're not using? Anybody have a Zoom code? Like it could be 40.
I do.
Yes,
I do. Oh.
Okay, throw
I
me a
do.
code. Go ahead. Okay. She's about to try to join that. All right. Back to where I was. Challenges that I'm facing. So as the leader, then I give her different ideas and things like that that she can use. Maybe a challenge might be she's a teacher and it's finals and I'm not going to be able to touch my phone. So, okay, let's go ahead and use Buffer and set up some things. So as the leader, you guys should be working through those things together in your 30-minute call. So because they've emailed you, and if you know you need time, have them email you at least an hour before the call so that you can have answers and solutions to their problems. Then you want to go opportunities available to me this week. So I would have probably said the same thing. I'll be on a bus traveling full of my church members so I can have products that I like to use. I can wear gear. I'll be able to intimately talk to some people that I normally don't get to talk to. So since this is an opportunity, now I want you to help me. What's the best way to blitz these people and really get my opportunity out there? Then have them write out what they actually want to discuss on the call. Guess what, guys? If they put things in here in this email that you don't know the answers to, this is the perfect time to hit your upline. Like, hey, these are some things that she's facing. I don't know how to handle this. What would you do? So that you're prepared for your 30-minute call. And then finally, goals for the week. So then it goes back to blitzing, wrapping, repeating, as well as DTs and LCs they want to sign. I like to encourage all of my DTs to always go for steps to success. So if you've signed your 4 customers already this month, then your goal for this week should be 4 customers. Like, let's always focus on that steps to success. So if you've only signed 3, then this week you want to at least sign 1 loyal customer, and then I would push them to 1 customer, 3 DTs. So if they only need 1 customer, then we shift our focus on doing more opportunity calls, opportunity trainings, and things like that. So we don't just sit on sales when I know they have not completed their steps to success. So that's the pregame sheet, okay? And then finally, you've got leading your team. Let me see what the questions are here. Okay, let me finish through and then I'll go back. So leading your team, and Kamei, what I'm typing, Keisha already said that it is in the document library in your eSuite. So if you guys need to have it physically in front of you, you'll be able to look at it there. So just kind of listen in. I am recording this. I'm learning how to get the link so you guys can just watch it again later, but I'll go back. So leading your team, what it says, start the month strong by getting everyone focused on their offensive game plan. And you want to make sure your team is doing 30-minute meetings with their team. Set intentional focus goals, and your teams will know how to concentrate and what action they need to achieve their goals for the month. Okay. As a leader, again, you're the one that's going to set the pace. So set your team meeting up for the first week of the month. This one we already have. Okay, come on, hit me up after. Let me finish this. Okay, I'm having a brain fart. Set your team meeting up for the first week of the month. So you guys already know Rachel does a large money team meeting the first week of the month. So that's something that I suggest everyone create, like a small graphic or something, and have it saved so that once you go and you get the calendar, you write it in your calendar and then send it out to all your new people and make sure that they know when the newbie training will be, when the team meeting will be. So once they actually have the team meeting going, then, I'm sorry, I'm getting thrown off. Once the team meeting is happening, your newbies will be on there and they can get that team meeting offensive game plan. So they're getting the one from Rachel that she's going to want for all the money team to focus. Then from there, you've got your top 10 that you're going to be meeting with. And I would always recommend, like, the higher you go up, that you're making sure that you're checking in on your runners, and you'll be able to look in that through your back office and see. So you want to share your personal goals with your team, which I would say if you're diamond or above, it's not going to hurt you to call a diamond and above meeting on a Zoom and just talk to your legs, talk to your team and give them the plan for the month, your plan, and kind of a large team plan. And then have your team set their personal goals, maybe as a team. So as a diamond leg this month as a team, we want to bring in 15,000 in volume. Maybe something like that. And then everybody's working at pushing towards that. And as a diamond leader, you can let them know if you guys all hit that at the end of the month. So as far as leading your team, I think we all should do a better job of leaning more on the things that are already given in Money Team. For example, the newbie training that's done every Thursday night. Your whole team should know about Wind Down Monday. Sam does a grind session every Thursday. Rachel has a team meeting on, I believe it's the first Tuesday of the month. And then we have different grind sessions that are set up. So what I always recommend that the upline, the leader do, is go on the first, find out what the calendar is, write it in your calendar, and then make sure that all of your new people that you've enrolled know what's going on as far as what's happening for the month, and that you know that they wrote it into their calendar. And then from there, it's up to them to show up, for their jobs. So that's really all I wanted to share on that. I am going to stop the share and open up. So here, Kamei wanted me to scroll up, and I know a couple of you guys couldn't see everything. So yes. I'm like a squirrel now. If I stop in the middle like that, I'm lost. Okay, that's not it. Get you like this. Which one is it? Okay, so here's the beginning. Let me know now. So if y'all want to unmute and talk to me, let me know if this is what you wanted to see.
Can I also ask a question while they're looking at that?
Yes, please.
So with your newbies, when do you start utilizing this? Like with your 3 new DTs, when do you start using the email thing? Like how far into the business?
So what I have created for you guys all that I'm actually going to be letting out tonight and doing a training tomorrow is an executive training. So it's from the moment you come into the business until you go executive. And in there it says onboard training. So as a leader in your onboarding, this will be a part of my onboard. Getting to know them, setting up the 30-minute calls, making sure that the onboard is a very quick but efficient one-to-one with you, where you're not bogging them down with so much training, because it'll already be in a YouTube format. They can use that, but you can kind of get to know them, know their colors, answer any questions they may have, create a relationship. And then in your calendar, you set up your next 30-minute call with them, where at that point, then maybe you're just reviewing the training, make sure that they understand it. So it should be something that you can implement right away, because you can, as soon as you sign a DT, we already have our welcome email. This is something that I'm going to be putting into it. So you guys use your discernment, but you can actually have a new person to executive training in the welcome email that they can go right through. And it's going to take them through everything they need to know. And the last thing on it says to go to the more advanced newbie to Ruby training. So it's really more so taking them through the steps at a slower pace. But this would be something that I would use right away. If you're a leader and you know that you're working on a top 10, you should, your new distributors, this is something that you want to be doing with them. Even if I'm new, I should be coming in knowing about Blitz, Wrap, and Repeat, having a plan for how many DTs, how many loyals I want to sign. That's just a rubric for what I want to accomplish. And then let my trainings and my host to post take me through the how. Does that answer your question? Okay. Any other questions on it, guys? I'll see if I can get it, the link. I'm not the most technically savvy person. So what I would like to try to do is get the link and put it into Money Team in case people cannot get it out of their document library. If there's anybody that can do that, go ahead and do it. I don't know how you guys are storing things into the file section, but I do think it's something that should be in the file section that can help leaders lead. You know what I mean? So like Ebony, I know you're a new distributor. If you signed on a distributor, this is something that you can literally go through and ask the questions. And then if you got it in ahead of time, you could reach out to your upline and find out like, okay, they're asking these questions. I don't know what to do. Can you help? Type deal.
I had a question or a suggestion, Des.
Yes.
I remember Rachel had said something about using a Google form. Is there any way to put those questions into a Google form so then it's easier for them to just go on it, do it, and then you automatically get the answers right then and there?
That's who said that? See?
Nadia.
That's perfect. So basically what you mean is a Google Doc.
Right.
Yes. Because in a Google Doc, they can respond right back. Or you could take it yourself, type the questions up, send it to them. They can just respond in the email and send it back. So somebody like me, if I don't know how to do a Google Doc, I'm not going to not do it because I can't find what I need. I'm just going to send it like that so they can send it back. And I may even say, hey, I need this at least 2 hours before your call. And then I'm going to shoot them a text message because everybody doesn't check their email every day. Okay. Is this it, Kamei?
Des.
If I went down far enough. Then I'm going to send them a text message and let them
Des.
Huh?
Sorry. There's also another thing other than a Google Doc called a Google Form where you basically just have the questions. It's kind of like a survey, and then they just go in there and answer it, and they can either put in yes or no or answer the question and write it out.
Is that something that if I created one, then everybody could just have a survey to send out?
I can't tell you that for sure, but I can find out.
Okay. Do that for me. Because these are great ways to work smarter, not harder. So if you're doing that, you got your 1 hour with your team. So you can decide to do a 1 hour Zoom. You can do what I like to do for my team is do a party every week or some type of live opportunity that's available for my whole team to get on. So that's a part of my 1 hour for my team. And I'll sit down at a Zoom or a Facebook Live. I'll do an event, something like that, or I'll do a training, whatever. But if I'm doing that, that's an hour that I'm spending for my team. And so even if that means I'm doing that hour every day, because remember, I need 3 hours a day, 6 days a week. So 1 hour might be my power hour. The next hour, I'm doing 30 minutes with somebody in my top 10. And then the third hour might be a team-wide training, a team-wide party, opportunity. I may even just be going live to tell my story, but I'm letting them all know ahead of time so that they can come on with their potentials and things like that. So that's 3 hours a day that I've spent on 3 different areas. And then now, or one of those hours might be use me for a host to post. So if you want to do a host to post, then I already got a script sent up that they can use me for a host to post, and I'll respond in that day and help them with, host to post. So you as the leader just determine what you want to do. So if you've got 4 distributors on your team right now and you're one of giving them all an hour, then go ahead and set up a party, maybe for Tuesday, an opportunity call for Wednesday, a training on Thursday, whatever, that they have access to be able to work with just you. Your top 10 should be able to get you 1-to-1 at some point for one of those hours a week, but your whole team, they can get you in a group setting because at some point they should have already gotten you 1-to-1, or they get the person who enrolled them. Does that make sense?
Des.
Yes.
What was 3? I know 1 was ourselves, 2 was our top 10. What was 3?
The third hour is your team.
Okay, so ourselves, then our top team, and then the 10. I'm sorry. Ourselves, top 10, and then the team.
Yes, ma'am.
Thanks.
Yep. So your team is like your whole body, obviously. Mm-hmm. So somebody that's like a diamond, like yourself, you got 24 people. You've got your top 10 that you're rocking with. 2 of them would obviously be your rankers, your new people. But then as far as that whole diamond team, that might be a party that you're doing that everybody can come on and bring somebody to. It could be a training, whatever, however you want to break it down. Be creative. Don't let you guys get stuck pigeonholed into a box, but you should spend, time on your team.
Got it. Okay, cool. Thanks.
I like to set team plans. As you know, from being on my team, I like to have a team goal. I want 5 people to pop off Emerald this month. I want 7 new executives, something like that. I like a team goal where we can all come together and collectively go after something. And so everybody knows, like, hey, if together as a team we're trying to hit 50,000 in sales, then your 400 in sales is a part of that. Otherwise, we would be at 46, whatever, math is short. So your 400 is a part of that. Got it? Okay, so I'm going to stop the share so I can see y'all. Okay, so are there any questions on that at all as far as like leadership, bringing in? When I said making your team available for things, I'm doing an executive training tomorrow at 7:30. So it's literally how to come into business and go from a new distributor in the business to executive. The reason why, once you know how to go executive, then okay, we're just going to teach one person how to go executive, and now you're a Ruby. And guess what? It takes 2 rubies to be an emerald, 3 rubies to be a diamond, 5 rubies to be a double diamond. So once you know how to go executive and teach somebody else how to go executive, then you can teach rubies. I strongly believe, strongly, PM, Nita. Now you know. So I strongly believe that if you are a Ruby in the business, you should be able to teach 5 of the level below you. That lets you know you're ready to go on to Emerald and you're going to be a strong Emerald. No, Central Standard Time. If you are a Diamond, you should be able to help 5 people get to Emerald underneath you. If you are an Emerald, you should be able to help 5 people go to Ruby. So what that means is across your front line, each of those people should have your attention. Each of those people should have your attention to go executive and to go Ruby each month, not just be a 400 box. Does that make sense? So if you're focused like that, not only will you go your ranks, you'll go your ranks quickly, you'll go on strong ground because the people underneath you will know what they're doing. You'll go with high volume, which means high paychecks. And the higher your volume is when you're going these ranks, the easier it is to retain. And honestly, it's just a lot less stress. The reason I said 6 days a week is because at no point should anybody be working sun up to sundown every day, every moment of their life. So if you can be efficient in your 6 days, you can rest on one. So in that you want it, but if you're not, but in your 3 hours, that doesn't mean that you won't have 3-way calls that you got to do. You won't have responding to messages that you got to do. But I know if I'm extremely busy in a day, I need to at least set aside two 30-minute slots where I can do 3-way calls for somebody in my top 10. And then I throw it out. Hey, I'm available today at 3 and 3:30. First come, first serve. You know, so really just kind of helping you guys set a plan. Go into your eSuite, look in the document library and pull this. If you can't, I'll do one of 2 things. No, I'll probably try to do both. I've taken pictures and I'll place the pictures into Money Team, and then you guys can get that information, you know, the way you can. Or I'll see if I can pull the link and drop the link into Money Team so you guys can get it that way. But this is really the offensive game plan. It was something that we got at like one of the very first trainings Mark Pentecost did for himself. And he gave us this and I kept it because I used it for 6 weeks and went triple diamond and my husband went diamond. So I don't know why I didn't keep using it, but you know, if something's not broke, don't fix it. So if anybody wants any more on that, please feel free to reach out. If there are any questions, I'm gonna go ahead and take a brief pause. Feel free, guys, like ask them. I would prefer that you ask them now while I can talk it to you than texting me for it, because texting gets confusing.
Ms. Desiree,
Yes.
I'm still having a difficult time getting my distributor.
Okay.
And I'm following the game plan, and I don't understand why I'm not getting them. I don't know.
Will you be on the training at 7:30 tomorrow?
I sure will.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Because that is a very common thing that people say, and I really want you guys to be a lot less common. Okay, so everybody knows 2 people who need to make extra income. Now it's a matter of making sure our statistics are right, that you've got 40 people at least with your upline in some kind of communication, whether it be 3-way calls, host to post, parties, face-to-face. This is when you get one-to-one with your leader and do that breakdown of like, okay, I need to talk with 40 people. What's my plan?
Okay.
Not just all over the place, and it'll get done. So when we have opportunity calls, those people, you got to make sure that they're on them.
Okay.
That they're on it. So make sure it's 7:30. Go ahead and set your phone alarm for 7:15. It'll be same code 969-161-0354. And once the training is done, I'm going to give it to you guys, and then go for it. You know, after that, if you still have that same question, I want you to inbox me.
Okay.
Okay. If you still don't have that plan, then let's go a little farther. And that's really what you guys, why you have enrollers and leaders and uplines is so that you guys can get in that one-to-one setting and not just say, well, I tried everything ain't working. It's, I got 40 names here. What can we do to get in front of them to really present my opportunity? And as y'all know, people sometimes need to see an opportunity 3, 4, maybe 5 times. So one message that is super long or one post might not cut it. We might need to talk. they may need to watch your video. You may need to have a step-by-step system that allows you to know how to follow up with them after you've sent the video and they didn't respond. What do we do now? So if I were you, I would go through your inbox tonight and gather all of the potential distributors that you know that you want to be great at this business and get them on a list so that you can focus in on them. And let's go from there.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
What training is there tomorrow?
How to go executive. And it's going to be on urgency. So it's going to teach them how to do it in 30 days. 30 days is honestly the back end of where I want it. I want it in 14. 14 to 30 days is what I'm going to be emphasizing.
Where can I find information on that to send to my team?
I'll create a graphic for you guys.
Okay.
And then I'll place it in Money Team. Anything else? So as leaders, when you see the graphic, instead of assuming or thinking they saw it just like I saw it or sending it at 6:45 when it starts, go ahead and get it and send it to them tonight and tell them behind it, set an alarm that goes off at 7:20 Central Standard Time so that you can log onto the Zoom with your paper and be ready.
Their paper. So do they need to have something prepped? Will that be on the graphic?
They don't really need to have anything prepped. They just need a notebook and
okay. Okay.
Yeah, they really don't need anything. I would say to have something to write with so they can take notes. And that's it. And I'm gonna try to make the video, my ideal video training time is 20 minutes or less. So I'm gonna do a few practices tonight so that it's not a super long training. If I can get it done in 15 and I'm not talking like, then I'll do it in 15. But my goal is 20 or less, just because I know attention spans are not as long in the beginning. And they'll have, you'll see. And it'll be a tool that it'll be available to everybody. And then you just go ahead and throw it into your welcome email. Set up, I would highly suggest you guys set up your onboarding process so that it's the same every time. And then you can just pass it down to your team and they can rock theirs. Where am I posting this link? Once I save this and make sure that the link actually goes to YouTube. I'm working on it. Anything else? I hope you guys got something from that. It'll really help you if you learn it early and then and take it on as your team grows so that you don't feel like a crazy person. I know I was talking with Alicia today on a one-to-one and it was just like a million people that you're focused on at one time. Yeah. So if you teach this, if you teach it right once, you don't have to reteach it.
Yes, what's the name of the book you're reading?
Huh?
What's the name of the book you're rereading?
This book?
You saying another book that you read when you was going triple?
No, this game plan. It's called Offensive Game Plan. This is what I used.
Okay.
It's in your eSuite. I'm like, well, I'm currently reading SOAR. If you'd like to read that, go for it. Okay, well, we're approaching our 9:30. We got 6 minutes, so I'm gonna give y'all full time. Are there any other questions? 6 minutes, anything you could think of on this, or anything at all, maybe from the call?
What is a board message? What is that?
Huh?
What is the a board message or welcome message you just said? What is that? You said work on your board message.
Onboarding process. So onboarding means when you sign a new distributor, what do you do with them to get them started?
What do I do to get them started?
Mm-hmm. So you don't want to be fly by night. You want to have the same system every time when you sign a distributor.
Okay.
So that's a, huh?
That's something I should be working on tonight. So if I have questions for you for the meeting tomorrow, they kind of like coincide.
Yeah. So tomorrow when I go through the meeting, and I'm gonna let y'all know that I'm gonna turn the Zoom on at about 7:25. Everybody needs to be on by 7:30 because I'm locking it at 7:30 because I'm recording it. So if they ain't on by 7:30, they're not gonna be on, because I don't need anybody while I'm recording coming in with noise, like with things unmuted. So I'll turn it on early. I was gonna say maybe I'm gonna give it to 7:35, but no, if it was your work meeting and it started at 7:30, you would be in there by 7:30. So at 7:30, I'm locking the meeting so I can turn on the recording and then people can have the training for later. Actually, I don't need to do that because I'm making the recording for tonight. So the link that's gonna be on YouTube is not gonna have everybody in the background. It's just gonna be me and the PowerPoint. And then tomorrow, I'm going to actually present the training to you guys as leaders, as people in the business. If y'all have questions on anything that I've said, anything, you can ask it. And then from there, it's done and it's out there. And anybody that wants to use it can. Anybody that doesn't, make your own. But it's out there. All right, 3 minutes. Anything else? Going once, going twice, or forever hold your peace. Thank you guys for joining me on this great Monday. So I'm gonna go finish the video now. And then once it's available, I will post it in the Money Team. First thing I would do is create the graphic, because one, that's gonna hold me accountable to making sure that I'm done tonight and ready for it tomorrow. So I'll make the graphic and post that, and then you guys can share it with anybody in your downline. I don't care if they're on my team or not. They're more than welcome to come and hear it.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good night.